done for our project engineers at the plants. We probably wouldn't use this if we were building a new coke plant, but you know, they kind of struggled because the TM1 system really was only refreshed at the end of the month, and it was very difficult for the project managers to kind of keep track of their ongoing costs of their project. And they look across the fence and they see the people in maintenance have real-time costs coming in on work orders, and they kind of like that. So we tried to kind of twist the system around a little bit to accommodate what they do. The other, again, business driver here is we had some projects kind of get busted, right? I mean, you know, they ran way over in cost, and our CFO didn't like that. And how could that possibly be? I mean, this person's supposed to be watching these dollars, and it was a, you know, $500,000 project, and it closed out at $650. How come that person didn't know that? So you'll see that we put some controls in place that actually block purchase orders once the project spend is a certain level. And then one other item on the project side is sometimes the maintenance department gets their hands on those capital GL codes and uses them for things that they maybe shouldn't be using them for. And because the project managers see their costs so far in arrears, you know, the horse is already out of the barn by then. With the money spent, we've already invoiced it, and if it's a major amount of money, you go back and clean that up in the GL, but a lot of times they just have to eat those little costs. So it's settled a lot of squabbles between capital projects and the maintenance.
So while we were discussing this, some of the assumptions we had to make was, and we made pretty sure that users were aware of this, is one project is going to be one GL, and then one project is going to be one project manager. So it looks simple, but we had to spend a lot of time just to you know, finalize that. Like I said, we have TM1 for projects, so we get it into maximum on a daily basis. Straightforward, we use maximum width. Very simple configuration here. And then we added AFE capital purchasing to the purchasing module. And then we linked it with security, so only the capital group people could see and use it within maximum.
So was the AFE application a clone or something?
No, it's not a clone. It's a straightforward. It's a straightforward build from scratch.
Built from scratch?
Yeah, sure. So once a user goes to the AFE, this is the next screen they see. It shows the list of the projects by plan, description with the project manager, the total amount, and this is what we added from within maximum. This is the length, the total POs till date on that project. The users like this information a lot. This is what was missing earlier. You know, what's the total PO value for each AFE. And then, so this is a list of AFEs. Once the AFE is clicked, it shows the details. Again, a very useful information in one snapshot in one place. Gives a high level information. This section here is coming from maximum, and of course this one too. So this is a high level AFE number. What is the dollar value with the project manager? This is the GL. So this basically links. This is what links the process with the maximum procurement. We, you know, whenever this GL is used, maximum comes to know that this is a PR or a PO for an AFE. Here is the PR information, how many PRs have been created for that AFE, how many POs have been created, what's the receipts, and what's the payments. So if there is a PR which becomes a PO, then the dollar values will go from this field to this field. Same way for the invoices. The first field is what's the total approved invoices. Once it's paid, the dollar would then go from here to here. Payments. Down below is the total, the list of POs used for the AFE. It's the total POs used till date, so it also shows the closed POs, and then of course it could hyperlink and go to the PO and open it within maximum. This is a PR screen. So the user does not know about the AFE. The user just goes in and starts creating a PR. What happens is as soon as they use a GL account from here, that's when Maximo knows that this is for a project. And when the PR is saved, Maximo would autofill these 3 fields. So that's the AFE number, that's the total dollar for the AFE, and that's the budget owner. So that person, from this point onward, the procurement for this PR is owned by this budget owner. So this is what was missing earlier, and like you mentioned, this led to overspend. So this is what we did. We autofill the budget owner, and from that point onwards, the PR is tightly controlled by this person.
And so just add that, as Matt said, that was one of our issues we had in the past. But our workflow generally is when you approve a PR, it asks, does that user have enough DOA to satisfy the PR limit? If not, it elevates it through the normal supervisory chain of command that's built into the user people tables, right? That's the normal workflow. This kind of stops that and pushes it only to the budget owner, which is the project manager. We always have the ability to divert them manually, but we find that a lot of times people just don't do that, right? And so what happens is, a capital project purchase requisition gets approved by, manufacturing line management, and really the project managers really wanted to see that one and approve it. So this kind of puts the hard stop on that.
So, I'm sorry, Joe, you've got the budget stored on the GL account application? Where's the budget stored?
You mean the dollars for the budget?
Yes.
I think now that
You mean this value?
Yes.
That is stored in the AFE application which you built. That's not linked to GL.
Okay, you already showed us that screen?
Right. That's the dollar, and then if I go one screen up, that's the custom application within Maximo. So that's the project number and that's the total dollars.
Okay, and we have no granularity below that. It's at a high level.
That's what we have. So there are no project tasks within Maximo.
No work breakdown structure. Okay.
No. That's all done in TM1. We just wanted to make sure that the AFE is not being overspent. That was the main reason we got it in Maximo.
Yeah, like I said, the work breakdown structure is the TM1 of the product, but this is mainly just to control that, the overall capital project spend.
Maybe this is not the right time, but are you aware that you can have a work breakdown structure inside Maximo? Where? Where are you doing that?
We're aware of it. We don't really use it in manufacturing for work orders, but
so like I said, there's the TM1 which is being used to manage that.
Okay, in the finance module, application as project costs, you can create a work breakdown structure with cost accounts, have infinite levels of granularity, budget.
In the cost management module, you mean?
Finance module, project cost tracking
Yes,
application.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. So here, one key requirement was if the PR is going over the AFE, if the PR that is being created by the user is going over this value, it would be a hard stop. The user will be stopped right there. And actually, it's not just that PR, so total PR still paid plus this PR dollar if it is exceeding this. This is what the users will see. This PR is going over the AFE amount, and you probably need to revise the AFE. Again, I throw in the auto script, very strong feature within Maximo. To get this functionality, what this is doing is it loops through the PR lines, calculates the cost, and then compares with the AFE amount. If it's over, then these two lines here, that's what throws the screen to the user. the high level of the workflow process which we put in. So right when the PR goes into approval, we check if it's for capital or for expense. If it's for capital, it goes to the project manager, and if it's for expense, it goes to the regular buyer for review. So we maintained the same overall process. It provided more flexibility, and then if we had to change either the capital or the expense workflows, business process, we just change the process we want. So if we had to change the expense side of it, we just change this part. So it provided a good, it was good from a maintenance standpoint. One functionality we added was to notify the PM on the AFE spend. So this communication template is shown. It basically sends an email when 90% spend has been reached on the AFE. So a very easy configuration with a maximum but very powerful information. So this was again missing earlier. We could get it with a simple configuration with maximum. And we also provided some other information for the project. Total PRs, total POs, total payments. That's it. Any questions on capital projects?
What's the smallest, what's the largest dollar size for a project that you've encountered so far?
Oh, that's a joke question.
Oh, I mean, we will have capital projects that are as low as 25,000.
Okay.
And we'll have capital projects at the plant that would